What a wonderful day to all, especially to our grade 12 learners. I am very happy and excited to impart new learnings for you today about the 21st century literature from the Philippines and the world. I will be your teacher for your English class today. I am teacher Norhan Jaalmani from Mabini National High School, Mabini District. So, just be ready, for we are about to discover additional knowledge about 21st century literature. What are you waiting for? Grab your modules, pen, and paper now. Today, we will be differentiating 21st literary genres. This topic provides you with fun and meaningful opportunities for guided and independent learning. You will be enabled to process the contents of the learning resource while being an active learner. Yes, you have heard it right. Our topic for today is all about differentiating 21st century literary genres. But before we proceed with our lesson, let me introduce to you first our lesson objectives for today. Our objectives are as follows. First, describe graphic fiction and flash fiction. Second, read and respond critically to text read. Third, show an appreciation on modern literary genres as an appealing medium to literary conventions. Are you ready for now? That's great! Kindly get your module and open it on page 5. As we all know, modern literary genres gain popularity due to the advent of technologies such as internet and other virtual media, which become the major platforms of most of the modern literary texts like graphic and flash fictions. Graphic fiction and flash fiction are two different genres of modern literature. Graphic fiction, or a graphic novel, is a comic book narrative that is equivalent in form and dimension to the prose novel. The pictures are arranged and sequenced in image panels, and dialogues are written in speech bubbles. The illustrations allow the readers to imagine and experience the characters and events in the story. Here are some of the features of graphic fiction or graphic novel according to Sing 2012. Number 1. Autographic forms are the marks of author's handwriting, which creates an impact that the whole novel is a manuscript and thus provides a sense of intimacy. Number 2. Graphic novels encourage interactivity in the minds of the reader, as he fills in the blanks between the image panels. Number 3. Filling in the blanks between image panels makes the reader imagine action portrayed in the story. Number 4. The language, syntax, and meaning of a graphic novel spring primarily through the relationship between images than words. Number 5. Graphic fiction combines book and screen. Some of the examples of graphic novels are the following. First, In the Shadow of No Tower 9/11 by Art Spiegelman in 2004, which tells the story about the terrorist attack on September 11 in America. This also depicts the traumatic and tragic experiences of American people during the 9/11 terrorist Attack. The second one is The Barn Owl's Wondrous Capers by Sarnath Banerjee in 2009, which portrays 18th century Calcutta exploiting the myth of the Wandering Jew. The third one is Louis Rail by Chester Brown in 2003. It is a fictionalized violent rebellion in the 19th century on the Canadian Prairie, who was led by Rail. Alright, this time, let us talk about flash fiction. Flash fiction is an imaginative literature of extreme brevity. It could range from a word to 1,000. It is known as micro-stories, postcard fiction, nano-tales, and short shorts. According to Sustana 2020, most of the flash fictions have these common characteristics. Number 1. Brevity. Flash fiction presents the story with fewest words as possible. Number 2. Complete plot. Flash fiction emphasizes the development of plot. It has a beginning, middle, and ending of the story. Number 3. Surprising ending. The successful hallmark of a flash fiction is its twist and the end of the story. Here are some of the flash fictions. The first is Angels and Blueberries by Tara Campbell. It is a story of various explanations for the color of the sky that involves angels and blueberries. Let me read to you the first lines. Why is the sky blue? You ask. Well, it all depends on who's answering. The second is Taylor Swift by U. Bem Steinberg. It tells a weird story of how anyone can order a perfectly clone of Taylor Swift at his doorstep. I will read to you the first line. You're in love. It's great. You swipe on your phone and order. The next day, a Taylor Swift clone shows up at your house. The last one is Unnecessary Things by Tatiana Tolstaya. It is a story of finding an old and torn teddy bear. Unnecessary things, meaning items that do not serve any useful purpose, that she adored as a child. Let me read the first lines. This teddy bear once had amber eyes made from special glass. Each one had a pupil and an iris. The bear itself was gray and stiff, with wiry fur. I adored him. What an amazing journey in differentiating 21st literary genres. Now, it's time to know whether you have learned something on the presentation. It's assessment time! Before we start, please get a notebook or a paper and a ballpen for you to answer the questions that I will be asking. I will only read each item once, so listen carefully. Okay? Instructions. Choose the letter of the best answer. Write the chosen letter on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. It refers to imaginative literature, usually consisting of a few hundred words. What is it? Letter A. Short story. Letter B. Flash fiction. Letter C. Doodle fiction. And letter D. Graphic fiction. Are you done? That's right! The answer is letter B. Flash fiction. Number 2. Which is not a feature of a graphic novel? Letter A. Graphic novel is in condensed form. Letter B. Graphic novel is a combination of a book and a screen. Letter C. It encourages interactivity in the minds of the reader as he fills in the blanks between pages. And letter D. Its language, syntax, and meaning spring primarily through the relationship between images than words. Are you finished? You are really awesome! Yes, you are right. The answer is letter A. Graphic novel is in condensed form. Number 3. Flash fiction is also known as A. Short story. B. Macro stories. C. Graphic fiction. And letter D. Postcard fiction. I am sure that this item is just easy for you. You are brilliant! The answer is letter D. Postcard fiction. Number 4. It is a flash fiction story that centers on finding tattered teddy bear that the speaker adored as a child. What is it? Letter A. Taylor Swift. Letter B. Unnecessary Things. Letter C. Angels and Blueberries. And letter D. I Remember Her 50 Years Later. Are you through? You are really incredible. The answer is letter B. Unnecessary Things. And the last item, number 5, which is not a common characteristic of flash fiction. Letter A. Brief. Letter B. Has complete plot. Letter C. Uses speech bubbles. And letter D. Presents twist in the ending. Finished? You've got it right! You are genius! The answer is letter C. Uses speech bubbles. Yes! We are already done with our assessment. It seems that you have really learned a lot with our lesson today. Now, let us have a short recap on the things that we have learned. Graphic fiction, or a graphic novel, is a comic book narrative that is equivalent in form and dimension to the prose novel. The pictures are arranged in sequence, in image panels, and dialogues are written in speech bubbles. The illustrations allow the readers to imagine and experience the characters and events in the story. On the other hand, flash fiction is imaginative literature of extreme brevity. It could range from a word to 1,000. It is known as micro-stories, postcard fiction, nano-tales, and short shorts. That's it for today. I hope that you have learned a lot and that you will be able to share your learnings to others. Have a great day, everyone! Keep safe! This has been your teacher, Teacher Norhan Chavez Jaalmani from Mabini National High School, Mabini District, saying, dito sa TV Eskwela, sa pag-aaral, sama-sama! Bye-bye!